Welcome to the presentation about military academies of the ground forces of the Libyan Army. On the screen is the main entrance with access control to the military academy, located on the south side of the complex. The entrance control in a size of 500 square meters has the latest equipment, in accordance with world standards. Immediately after entering the complex, a large manipulative plateau is reached, which, due to its size and position, has the function of providing smooth flow of vehicles, machines, equipment, and people. According to the technical requirement, the entire complex is organizationally and functionally divided in 8 zones. For the development of the military academy of the ground forces of the Libyan Army. In Zone 1, which represents the administrative zone, the following facilities are located: entrance control, administration building, and guest hotel. In Zone 2, which is a zone for sports and recreational activities, the following facilities are located: indoor sports center and simulation center. In Zone 3 there are sports fields and outdoor training grounds, as well as the assembly ground for lining up and inspecting units. As part of Zone 5, logistics zone, on the right is located Universal Technical Workshop, gas station, and others. On the screen you can see the administrative building with an area of 2,800 square meters, with a heliport on top. Next to the administration building, a guest hotel is planned, with an approximate area of 3,588 square meters, consisted of a ground floor and 2 stories above, with its own parking lot. Located in the southern part of the complex. The administrative building has a ground floor and 3 stories above, intended for accommodation and work of 300 employees. In the following, we approach Zone 2, as a sports recreational zone. And on the screen we see an indoor sports center with an area of approximately 5,000 square meters, with stories, basement, ground floor, and 1 floor above, consisted of Olympic and semi-Olympic swimming pools, multifunctional hall for basketball, handball, gymnastics, gym, cardio room, boxing room, MMA, judo, clinic, and changing rooms. Along with the closed sports center, an open sports center zone is being developed, which includes a football stadium with the addition of athletic tracks, courts for basketball, tennis, and handball. Of the following zones in the complex, Zone 4, we present facilities for housing and training cadets. Facilities for accommodation of teaching staff, as a facility for performing religious services, a mosque. The main ambulance building of the complex is also located in this zone, Zone 4. The main ambulance of the complex with an inpatient unit, with an area of slightly more than 500 square meters, consisted of a ground floor and a first floor. In addition to health workers, the clinic has prescribed diagnostic, therapeutic, and other equipment and space for their accommodation and prescribed rooms for the reception and accommodation of patients. For performing diagnostic and therapeutic procedures, as well as for storing medicines and medical devices. On the left side, marked with a yellow line, there is assembly area for lining up and inspecting units, with an area of approximately 3,000 square meters. And on the right side, we have a view of the cadet accommodation facilities, organized into 4 groups and labeled A1, A2, A3, and A4. On the left side, there are facilities for the accommodation of teaching staff. Consisted of ground floor and 1 floor above, total approximate gross area of 2,450 square meters, organized within 4 independent housing units with many apartments. In the southeastern part of the complex, the construction of the building is planned for performing religious services, mosque. Between 4 residential buildings for the accommodation of cadets, there are teaching buildings with classrooms, which are interconnected by glazed footbridges. The educational buildings, on the right side of the screen, are consisted of cabinets and classrooms, with a total area of 10,000 square meters. The entire complex is surrounded by a reinforced concrete fence, 5 meters high and approximately 2,700 meters long, which is equipped with security systems and control towers. Below the camera you can see the training ground, with and without obstacles, as part of Zone 3. While on the right there are facilities from Zone 6, which represent the central installation energy block, consisting of wastewater treatment plant, technical water tanks with pumps, diesel generators and a substation with solar panels for own electricity production. In accordance with the camera path, on the left side, behind the objects of the installation of the energy block, there are 3 outdoor shooting ranges. Shooting ranges are of different dimensions, length, depending on the chosen arsenal. On the right side, we approach Zone 7, within which located laboratory with cabinets and fenced area for educational needs of cadets of the atomic, biological, and chemical service. On the right there is a closed shooting range, and in the following we will show the open shooting ranges, with accompanying facilities for the temporary storage of ammunition. In the eastern part of the complex, there are underground ammunition storage facilities. The entire complex of the academy covers an area of about 35 hectares. It is consisted of 31 units of objects and manipulative spaces, and has the ability to train more than 1,000 cadets at any given time. Planned design documentation for the construction of the entire complex will be done using the most modern methods of BIM technology. BIM technology, or Building Information Modeling, represents the approach in accordance with which it is created. Virtual building in the computer, as an absolute copy, the twin of the future building that will be built on the site. In this way, all problems from the construction site were transferred to the design sector and resolved even before the construction started. With this approach, i.e. the integration of construction and MEP into a single model, better and faster design documentation is created, with special benefits for contractors on the construction site. Thank you for your attention and trust. May 2024.